Hello, dear friends. In this current moment, Bubby is licking my feet, and that is weird. Oh, no. Oh, from the title of the video, you probably assume that I have some crazy mental problems, and I am scarred because of my emotional trauma. I can manage to hurt myself basically in ways that you don't think that people would normally hurt themselves or get cuts and bruises and scars, and we're gonna talk about that. The scars that I have and how my hands in general are just pretty bad. But I have a scar on my knuckle, and why do I have a scar on my knuckle? I have a scar on my as when I'm walking both of my dogs, sometimes I put my hand through the loop of the hard leashes that retract, you know, the retractable leashes. Yeah, my dogs sometimes do not cooperate all the time. They never cooperate while they're on their leashes, and then they get all tangled and twisted, and they both like to just pull me around because I'm a pushover or a pullover, I guess. Just turn into a sweater. And if I have both of the leashes in one hand, it scrapes against my knuckles. It rips open the skin on my knuckles, and I had a scab there for a very long time. I guess knuckle wounds are hard to heal. I have a scar. You're not gonna be able to see it on my middle finger. Maybe you'll see it, I don't know. Fun story. I was laying in bed one evening, as I do, and eating some cookies, some delivered cookies, some baked cookies, as I do. Someone just rang my doorbell, and my dogs are barking at them. And we don't have friends. They're not here for us. They're just here for me, and I don't want to see them. I knew you would get it. Eating some cookies, and my dogs had been already pretty they've been fighting a lot that day. Like, they're just trying to be the alpha male over the other male. Who knows what they were doing. I knew and know when food is involved, it just becomes crazy. So I go to grab the box and get the fight broken up that's rumbling and about to start. And yeah, the dogs bit me. I don't know which one it was, and it was very bad. I was on the phone with Sarah, actually, and I was freaking out. It hurt so bad. So I went to my bathroom and put it under some water, was like kneeling over the sink, just kind of like dying. My vision started going black. My hearing started getting all like, it basically was like a lot of static. And if you've ever passed out before, you know that controlling your breathing doesn't do a lot, and it's not gonna save you. Wrapped up my finger, and I'm holding it, laying on the ground. After a couple of minutes, my vision starts coming back, my hearing comes back, and I'm okay. Sarah's on the phone. Are you okay? I told a lot of people this story, and they all told me I needed a life alert button. And I wish that I could say that they're wrong. You can feel that kind of scar tissue beneath the surface, or like it's like thicker skin. Next scar is actually a set of scars, and I have them on my stomach. I won't show you them because one of them is pretty far down south, if you know what I mean. I had my appendix removed. That's not me being a klutz, I guess. That's just a scar story. And they're just little baby incisions because I had my appendix removed laparoscopically, so those exist on my body. Oh yeah, so there's that. Then I have a scar on my back. I was at my friend Danielle's house in some grade in middle school, early high school, don't remember. She was practicing skateboarding tricks, and I was just kind of chilling. For whatever reason, I was sitting underneath a saw table. I don't know. Saw table is really just a trigger to just bad things, but there's a piece of metal like sticking out from the table. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a saw. Got up, and the pole went into my back, cut me open, and again, didn't go to the hospital or anything, just kind of got it all bandaged up. I remember Danielle's mom just being real mad about it, and I get it. The next scar that I have, you're definitely not gonna be able to see. It's a very light scar now. I don't fully remember the story or how this really happened, but I mean, I know how it happened because it was so stupid. I was at Rachel's house, who's my sister. This is when she was living in Michigan with her mom, Kathy. And I don't know where my mom was. And we're upstairs, and I have to yawn again. We were upstairs is all I can seem to get out of my freaking mouth. Doing, like she was ironing something. Had the iron on. She had the ironing board or whatever she was using as a surface for this on the ground, and she was ironing, and I don't know if I tried to iron something. Maybe she was teaching me how to iron. I have no idea. All I know is that it was a clothes iron, you know, the little, yeah, those guys. Picked up the iron and did whatever I did with it, and then I went to set it down, and I set it directly on my leg. So that's cool. I have a scar on the back of my elbow right here, and I honestly have no freaking idea what it's from. Probably from one of my many attempts at doing something normal like a normal person does and hurting myself in the process. In one of my videos, I showed you guys that I had fallen down a hill while hiking like an idiot. One of them is this scar, these scars right here. This is just from me sitting. On my ankle, it more just looks like discolored skin, but it's this region where it was the worst. I got some nice little scars from it. I didn't know that they would scar. So I have these scars on the back of my leg right here. I want you to be able to, yeah, they're pretty cool. Those are from walking my dogs. I was leaving my apartment to take my dogs on a walk, and it was pretty windy that day, and I had both of their leashes in one hand, I think, and I was trying to shut my door, and again, it was windy, so I didn't pull the door as hard as I should have. This is me pulling my door. And, so it was kind of like a little bit open, and I turned around to try to grab it and shut it firmly. Shut firmly. What is this motion? What am I doing with my hands? And they're pulling me because they're ready just to go, and they see a dog and they freak out, just like go nuts. At this point, somehow one of my dogs has wrapped the leash around me, and then the other dog has also wrapped its leash around my ankle, and so it pulls and it gives me the worst burn on the back of my legs. So bad, like just slices through my skin basically. I was walking my dogs again, same situation, just wearing shorts like an idiot at this point, knowing how they react and like what in the world happens when they're on the leashes. So they wrap themselves around me yet again and slice into my legs yet again. Okay, so there's this one. There's this bad boy. Now, take note of this one down here. So I'm taking the dogs out yet again in shorts because I don't learn lessons in life. Now this time it was as simple as just one of my dogs wrapped the leash around the back of my leg, and as I was going to remove my limb from the interaction between it and the leash, Coda saw someone and he got excited and he kind of ran, the leash tugged. He's not a very strong dog, but my skin is fragile apparently. So yeah, sliced open literally my knee pit. My knee pit. I'm sure those will be scars too, seeing as my ankle just really scarred up pretty good. And I will give you guys a few situations in which I probably could have done better as a human. Situation number one. I was kneeling down. Well, I was looking in my cabinet slash pantry, whatever you want. It's a cabinet, I just use it as a pantry. I squatted down to grab whatever I was trying to get, and the cabinet underneath the sink behind me, the handle to that cabinet went straight into my tailbone. Literally the base of my tailbone went right into it. It hurt very bad. A few other things that I do on a daily basis. I have hips. My hips do not lie. Run into door jambs and desks and poles. and my bed frame, and pretty much anything ever. Door handles a lot. I'm tall, so I can reach those usually, and it's not a good thing. I can hit my shins on the bottom of carts at the grocery store. I know a lot of people do that, I'm sure. Just yesterday, I think, I hit the ball of my ankle, you know, that little bone, your ankle bone. Hit that on the side of my chair. It's bruised, so that's cool. I was just trying to reach for something in my closet like a few days ago, and when I was reaching, I did it with too much aggression apparently and slammed my finger into the wall and hurt myself pretty badly there. It's pretty sore and pretty awful. One time I was in the Walmart parking lot and I tripped over nothing and I fell and ripped open my legging on my knee and gave myself a nice gaping wound on my knee. Again, fell over nothing in a parking lot. Basically, anytime I go hiking, I roll my ankle. Back when I was like middle school, high school, mostly my uncle were really into rollerblading. So I really wanted to learn how to try. That makes sense. I tried so many times and wiped out every single time. And one time I was going down their driveway, not very steep at all, but just gained just enough momentum that I slipped, fell, knocked the wind right out of me. I was climbing one of those giant spider web things, like on a children's playground. Spider web, like the spider that I am, like Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, spider clumsy mother of goodness gracious. And there's this girl that was underneath the little spider web in the middle of it, and she was like pulling my leg. Not making jokes, not making jokes. And I was not having it, so I was resisting the shit out of it. And eventually, she was a bigger girl than I was, I guess, and she pulled me down somehow, don't know how, but somehow, when I fell, she landed on top of me. Again, don't know how, but she's on top of me now, and she's bigger, and she knocked the wind out of me there too. I'm sure this wasn't even kind of what you signed up for when you were wanting to watch this video or not wanting to watch this video, but you clicked on it on accident because it was just there. I'm a clumsy human. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being you. Subscribe or don't, like or dislike, comment or don't, you know, just do whatever really makes your heart just go flutter. And that's all I can ask for, so appreciate you and your mom and your dad for creating your life. That's all I got. So thanks and goodbye. As I was taking this down, I realized that neither of us know who was at my door. So let's go see if there's any goodies, because that's the only way that it's okay. Let's go find out. It would have been really funny if I was coming down the stairs and then they were just like still standing there. Funny in the worst way. The dogs just tried to run outside. Also, it was goodies. It was my Stitch Fix box, and I'm really sad I didn't answer the phone. The phone? It wasn't the phone. It was fun things, yay! Oh, I'm so happy.